Hi guys, I want to share with you just a few items that I am in the process of making. Don't get me wrong, I don't actually have any finished work to share with you at all, but I just think it's about time you had a little update from me as to what I'm getting up to, where I've been, and some of the ideas that are on my table at the present moment. The last recent thing that I've done is I have purchased a bag from Dover Castle because that is the latest place that I've been able to visit with my mum. And so we've got basically this wonderful English heritage place with so much to offer, and I have limited funds. So I wanted to take a memento. I mean, you're handed this little welcome pack when you go there, but I feel a little bit, I don't want to cut this up. I want to enclose it somehow into my journal. So for £5 I purchased this lovely tote bag, and it's got like the banners of Dover, and so it's very, very poignant. And what I wanted to do was transfer that over into this little journal. Now, I didn't want to make a book. I didn't want something that I had to sew in any signatures. So I've got this like concertina pull-out pamphlet style journal, and I've also tried using some of my distressed and grungy paper that I've got in my scrap bin. I've used some vellum actually, or some really industrial tracing paper, and what I've done is I get a bag that I can use, which I think is a delight. I've also used and traced off some of the images here, and then I've been able to add this into my work. So I've got one of the rampant lions here, and here you go. I have actually turned it over and just drawn around, and you can see this is how I've achieved my lines. They're not, it's because it's on distress, I mean, then I've inked over them with an ink pen. I've got under this loose piece of lace, I've got another line going on, and what I'm going to do some journaling here. I've got this rusty stained lace, and then turn over, you can see where I have got this piece of tracing paper that's heavily coffee stained, and you can see that I've put my lion figure there. I've done a little bit of journaling, and as you can see, I just used a ruler and a pencil to rule in my lines. I am not, I eyeball it and do the best I can, but I'm not going to measure. And I've just got to step into England's story, English heritage, Dover Castle. I've given you a little bit of a spiel here, and that came because I wasn't too sure what to journal. That came straight from this pamphlet, so I can't do anything wrong. It says, welcome to Dover Castle for over 2,000 years, these fortifications, and it goes on about Henry II and who built the castle. And we've just got a little tag here from the purchase for the little jute bag here from English Heritage, which I've just glued straight onto some coffee stained paper, and then I'm in a position that I can journal on the back. And I've just taken a little piece of vintage ephemera and just sort of grunged up and done my little bit. I've got historic landmarks going on here. We visited the church, which is also on the grounds of Dover Castle, so I've enclosed this particular pamphlet, and that just goes, and I made this beforehand, and I've got my receipt in here, and our receipt from the service station, and you can see that there's work in progress here. It was the haunted castle, so we got to listen to a lot of stories from actors within the castle about the Red Lady, and some mysterious happenings. You can imagine just the buoyancy of being in this castle. So I've just put this haunted castle in there, and what I'm going to do is also do a little bit of research on these ghosts, and I thought, being around Halloween, it would be lovely to be able to enclose more journaling about what we got to see and some of the items that we saw. I did a very quick sketch, very low light because of the artefacts that are in the place, but that will get covered up, dare I say it. But this was just part of the scenes around the walls, so I didn't get as much opportunity to do as sketching as I'd hoped. So what else have I been up to? I am going to move that away and come back. I've been doing some, you call it fracking paper, so I've been making some tags. Just got these random tags here. Some are backed, some you will just be able to see the sewing and the grunginess. I'm a great lover of staining my old envelopes. Anything that's, you can see, that needs to be backed at some point. But I love to grunge up some of those trashy envelopes that come through the door, and rather than coffee stain them, I have a tendency to tea stain them. And the simplicity is that when I'm making cups of tea, and I make a few of them, that is just how I go about grunging everything up. I just literally place tea bags on my envelopes. You can see some of this is damp. Leave it there. These are cold tea bags now. And I just let it do its biz, and then slowly but surely, over a period of time, all of my trashy envelopes get the opportunity of having this lovely, unique feel about the tea bags, sort of staining going on. We've got some coffee stained fabric here, just 100% cotton here. This is filter coffee, and it's just been left to really soak it all in. And I've been playing around with the leaves. So I've got a bit of my eco-dyed paper. So this is the paper here, and what I've done is I found myself a very large leaf and then traced off it onto the paper. Then I cut, and I've been using the sewing machine. Now I do not have a sewing machine that will allow me to do freehand, so it's a little bit blocky on some of the sewing around here, but I've done the best I possibly can, and I was just playing around with different style of threads and different style zigzagging. So that's just a random idea in progress, just to sort of see a style of maple leaf. Maybe that could be a wrap for a journal. I was thinking autumn at the time. I'm also working on a really grungy style of envelope. I hope to take this on holiday with me, this particular journal. So we have a Tyvek cover. And this is a Tyvek map, dare I say it. So it's really quite robust. As you can see all of the lovely fibres in there. Also, you can see where I've whacked it with a heat gun. I was desperate to get this dry, so this has been just distressed with coffee staining. Went outside, just got it soaked in some coffee and came inside and put the heat gun on, and Tyvek will literally shrink, pucker and do amazing things if you apply heat. But I actually wanted this as a cover, so really that was probably more my downfall. So that's going to be my cover. I've showed you the way that I'm doing my grungy envelopes. This fish here was off of a buckle from my shoe, so I've got a pair of these. So this enamel fish has the luxury that it's got a screw all the way through. And you can just see that I am using old envelopes, bit of shells that I like here. I've actually sewn a couple of those tags that I made, and just got these lovely big pearly buttons. They are pretty stunning in their own right. I'm going to be able to do some journaling, and this is in preparation. Got some fabric here, and this fabric, you can see this is the Bonder Web. I actually pulled off some fabric that was already on there, and then I chucked it into a vat of coffee, just some cold coffee, and stained this up really quite well. So that's now sitting in my journal, a piece of fabric, and as you can see, more staining and more envelopes, and this is just a really grungy, lovely envelope waiting to be journaled. Sugar bag here, just a coffee stained sugar bag. So all in all, that will just give you a gist of some of the things that I'm doing. I don't want this video to go on for too long, but I also want to share with you that I am being productive, but I'm not necessarily got one particular full item to share with you. I've also decided to have a little play around with some polymer plastic, and this is not the most fab and stunning lino style print of items that you're going to see, but it's my interpretation. In actual fact, it's a lot harder than I thought it would be to actually cut into the, I mean, it's not hard to cut into this polymer like lino, but it's actually difficult to do a nice design. I'm a little heavy-handed, and it's still all a bit new to me. So yet again, you can see that I've used the image of this dress, which I've been stamping, and I've just done lots of layers of tissue paper, scrap card, pattern paper, different styles of handmade paper, magazines. You can see that this is just really trashy style of tags. I've just been stamping in different colourways, yet again tea bag, just lots of, I mean, it's probably a little bit more easier to see where I've been sewing than it is on the front, but just playing as always, lots and lots of playtime. More stamping, not as successful, but there is an eco-dyed sugar bag, and I'll just share with you a few more here. So this was just done on some scrapbooking paper, and these look lovely when the sun shines through because you've just got different styles of fabric and the light reflects like a stained glass window. Anyway guys, that is me done for the moment. I hope to catch up with you very, very soon as I try and work my way towards getting something productive ready for Christmas. Anyway guys, catch up with you soon. Bye bye.